So, wanted to do a quick update video about things that are going on. It's a bit therapeutic for me. It helps me think a little bit, but hopefully it can help somebody else out as they're going through any type of issues where they have to, in a sense, make a big change or deal with big changes. As far as the shop is going, we're moving through with the eviction and hopefully clearing things out by the 31st. One thing that was brought up is that one of my business partners that owns the other salon, he possibly wants to take over, indemnifying us of any and all debts. That's just how bad it is, where we would take an indemnification over hey, give us money for our share of the stock, or the shop, I should say. I mean, as I said, we're looking at well into the over 100 plus grand in fallout. So that's about 30 grand a partner, 40 grand a partner, maybe even more, depending on like legal fees or anything else that may come up. So if he indemnifies us of any and all debts, then he gets the shop at a pretty much little to nothing, because all you'd have to do is make a deal with the back owed rent and then continue making all the payments. So therefore he gets the money that we invested, all of us invested, and he gets all that hard work up to this point, and he gets it for a lower cost, simply because the shop is worth less. I can't say it's a bad deal, I can't say it's a good deal. Me being able to forward or fast forward some of the things that I have to go through would actually be beneficial to me, because I'm looking at, probably at my current earning potential, I'd probably be looking at, a couple years, under a year to pay it off, and then another year to get started on saving for a home. So the quicker I can get to start to save for a home, the better. And that's kind of what my goal is. That's what I'm really pushing for myself. So the quicker I can get to do that, the better. So essentially I would be avoiding 30 grand of debt that I don't have to worry about. So that's that. That's still being worked out. My lawyer said that it wasn't too late to actually try and negotiate that with the opposing counsel. So that's where we're at with that. If it can go through, then great. I did tell my business partner, I totally advised him against it. I told him it's best that if you're going to take the bigger shop, he needs to close down his other shop and consolidate into one shop. But he says, hey, that's going to put him ass out in any which way, shape, or form. So I said, hey, listen, sometimes you do have to let go, and it'd probably be better for you to let go so that you don't have so much dragging you down. If I was to do it over again, I would recommend that I would have purchased a share. I would have purchased a share into his current shop, and then something that's already up and running. Take all the people there, move into a larger space, or expand that shop somehow. Moving into a larger space, moving into a larger space, fill that out. So have his current tenants come into a newer shop, then fill out the larger shop. Once that's the case, then we open up another small one and do the same thing. Me not knowing about the business, again, that's a problem. That's something that I in a sense I shouldn't have done. I tried to diversify, and I just didn't do. I can say that there was just faulty logic and everything like that. I did go into, and I told him, hey, we have small profit margins, blah blah blah. We're looking at maybe a 75% fill rate. I knew that going into it. Still went ahead and took the risk, and here we are. So really sad, really fucked up, but at the same time, it shows the flaws of my thinking and how I could have made a better decision. So if anything, it would have been buy into a smaller established shop, which we actually did. We bought the first purchase that we were going to make was actually a smaller shop, and that fell through at the last minute because I think the guy that was selling it just wanted some money really quickly, and he went with somebody else after we kind of negotiated the price down a little bit. So he wanted more money, and he wanted it a lot quicker. We decided to go through the right channels and everything else like that, which took more time and everything. We were going to get a smaller shop, start with that, and go from there. So, but we decided a year or so later, get a big shop, new construction, stuff like that. So that's where we're at with that. But I advised him against it. I said, hey, listen, consolidate shops. Don't do this 2-shop stuff. You had a hard time to fill up 2 shops. You have 1 shop that is full, his current shop, well, kind of full, and then you have the secondary shop, which is what we own together as a partnership, and he had a hard time filling that up, and it was hard. I mean, it's not easy, you know, getting people and then retaining them as well, working with them, working with any problems or issues that they have, things like that. It's very difficult to do that. So, you know, he tried, and we tried to work together, and there's not a lot of help that I could give him as well. So I try to be beneficial or be supportive in other ways to allow him to do that. Didn't work out. Things really fell apart. So that's where we're at with that. You know, I said, hey, listen, if it took 2 years and we couldn't fill up a larger shop, I really think we should just do the eviction. You'll be out the money. You'll have to pay that back, plus any loans that you have. It doesn't make any sense for you to do this to keep it. Just being honest with him. It doesn't make any sense for him to do that, to me at least. He should keep 1 shop and cut it down to that. Then he'll, in a couple of years, he'll get to profitability again, or get to breaking even again, and then maybe can make another move after that. Don't know. I think that would be best. So if he goes through with this and gets both shops, that indemnifies me of possible 30 grand or more of debt that I don't have to pay immediately. We'll call it 40 really. After everything's gonna be close to 40, I think. But you know, if I can do that, then hey, I'll take it. But I've advised him otherwise, so he'll do whatever he wants. I wish him all the best if it comes to that, though. What else? I'm gonna be quitting my night job, so I won't be working my night job anymore. I have my day job. Might be coming in terms of might be still working here in terms of a contractual basis, doing more software development for them. As opposed to working the shift that I work now and doing the same job that I have now, doing network operations. So, and then I did apply for another job, and there was one thing that I had out there that fell through because I just didn't really like it, or the opportunity, and I felt like it was just stepping left into, it was a lateral move, meaning I was doing the same thing, getting paid more, but doing the same thing, and it didn't make any sense. This next move, or this next opportunity, looks like I'll be doing somewhat of the same thing, but a lot more money, but also really starting something, and maybe even moving into a more software-defined knock, something that's smarter, something that is really more innovative, I would say, in a sense. So instead of monitoring physical devices and networks and web pages, monitoring, like, you know, monitoring possibly stuff that's in the cloud. I'll put it like that. I try not to put too much information out there. So we'll see with that. That'll be considerably more money, especially if I could still work my day job. That'd be kind of cool. And then even do more software development at night, so I can actually feel that. There's a lot. Feel that need for exposure. Feel that the desire to do more coding and stuff like that. But I was talking to my my current manager here at my night job, and I said, man, I don't want to leave, but at the same time, I can't sit here making, you know, what I'm making now, and then coming into this night job. I just don't feel fulfilled anymore. August 1st this year, of 2020, it'll be 9 years since I started here. You know, like, it's my 9-year anniversary. What are we doing? You know, like, what am I doing? How am I trying to improve myself? How am I trying to improve my standing, my current standing, and things like that? And I'm just looking at this like, this doesn't make any sense anymore, especially when I look at, I've left, you know, I've closed out my IT business and, you know, started to turn that down. And then to the shop, you know, like I won't be doing the shop stuff anymore. So it's like, I don't have anything else to be here in Florida for. So what's the point? You know, go somewhere else, make some more money, start going out there and get out there to try and make more money. So that's kind of the thing. That's the dilemma, if you will, that I'm going through, along with all the other stuff. And I'm really trying to think of the best way possible for all of this. You know, in some cases I do admit that, hey, I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too, but what's the point of cake if you can't eat it? Let me know. So one of the things that I did one of the things that I did approach him with is saying, hey, is it possible that I can still work here on a contractual basis and just doing code for you guys? And he says, hey, that actually would be decent. And then they would, you know, define some type of contract. If I do this, this comes out. If I do this, then this, so on and so forth. So if I can make that work, that'd be great. That'd be really nice. You know, like, hey, listen, you want to have this feature? No problem. It's going to cost you this much and take this much time. Boom. So, and that'd be good money, good way to supplement my income, even more so. Because as it is, if I do my day job, this new night job, I'll be making close to 180, 190. And if I do, say, supplement with here and I make another 15 to maybe 30 grand a year, again, my pay would be cut down and I'll be doing mostly only contract work. But then I could do work for here and work for other places, and eventually get the acreage that I want in a different state, and then be able to make, you know, good amount of money. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind making $250,000, doing various things for different, you know, organizations. That would be good. That would be really good. So these are the things that I'm trying to think about right now, especially even with all this coronavirus stuff, because, you know, not everybody has the money, you know. So what if they can get me at a cheaper price, in a sense, in a different way that could benefit us all? So I don't know, these are the things I'm thinking about. But that's the update. I hope everybody out there is safe and doing well. Even with all of this, even with a little bit of depression that I'm going through, and just feeling not totally down, but just not feeling 100%. It's not foggy, but not clear. I hope, I don't know, a little bit overcast. But then again, I like the rain. So maybe that's maybe I'm in a good position. Maybe I'm right where I want to be. I just made that up. I don't know if that's the case. As always, thanks for listening. Peace.